The sky Lily knew. 30 truths the atmosphere whispers. There is a girl named Lily. She keeps a notebook with weather on the cover and wonder inside. Her father says she asks too many questions. Her mother says the world needs girls who ask. Lily spends her days looking up, because to her the sky has always been the biggest mystery room. These are the 30 truths she told me, in her own words, the way she wrote them. I am only here to listen, and to write them down before the wind takes them. 1. The air is an ocean we never see. Lily told me she learned this on the hill behind her house. She closed her eyes and felt wind press her jacket. Air weighs something, she said. A column of it from space to your shoulders weighs about 14.7 pounds on every square inch of you. We do not collapse because we are full of air too, pushing back. The atmosphere, she says, is an ocean, and we live at the bottom of it. When storms come, it is just waves in that ocean. 2. Sky is not blue because it is painted. She thought maybe the sky had a color. But light, she explained, comes from the sun in all colors together, white and wild. The air is full of tiny molecules, mostly nitrogen and oxygen. When sunlight hits them, blue light gets bounced around more than red light. That is Rayleigh scattering. So the sky looks blue from everywhere, and sunsets turn red because that blue has been scattered away by the time light crosses more air to reach you. The sky is not blue, Lily said. It is our eyes catching the echoes. 3. We live on the crust of a breathing planet. Lily described the atmosphere like a cake the Earth baked for itself. The layer we live in is called the troposphere. It starts at our feet and goes up only 7 to 15 kilometers, depending on where you stand. All the clouds anyone has ever seen, all the rain that has ever touched a face, every airplane waved at, they live in this thin slice. Above that is the stratosphere, calm and cold, where jets fly and the ozone layer floats like a net catching the sun's dangerous UV light. Higher still is the mesosphere, where meteors burn into shooting stars and the planet keeps its shield of fire. Then comes the thermosphere, where the air gets so thin and hot that auroras dance and the space station orbits. And finally, the exosphere, where Earth's breath fades and space begins, maybe 10,000 kilometers up. 5 layers, Lily counted on her fingers, and we get just the bottom one. Yet that bottom one holds every breath, every storm, every story we have. For oxygen is a teenager in Earth's history. The air was not always breathable, Lily reminded me. For the first 2 billion years, Earth's atmosphere was mostly carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. Then tiny blue-green bacteria called cyanobacteria learned to use sunlight. They exhaled oxygen as waste. It took 1 billion years, but they rusted the oceans and turned the sky. That is the Great Oxidation Event. We inhale, she said, the leftovers of ancient mistakes that became miracles. 5. The ozone layer is a sunblock 3 millimeters thick. If you took all the ozone in the stratosphere and squeezed it to ground pressure, Lily explained while holding up 2 fingers, it would be a layer only 3 millimeters thick. That is 2 pennies stacked. Yet it stops 97 to 99% of the sun's harmful UVB and UVC rays. Without it, DNA breaks, crops fail, and plankton in the sea die. In the 1980s we tore a hole in it with chemicals called CFCs. Then we stopped using them. The hole is healing. Sometimes, Lily added, we do fix things. 6. Carbon dioxide is plant food with a catch. Plants eat CO, Lily said. They use sunlight to turn it into sugar. That is photosynthesis. For centuries, CO in the air sat around 280 parts per million. That is 280 molecules of CO for every million air molecules. It was enough to keep Earth warm but not hot. Today, because we burn coal, oil, and gas, it is over 420 ppm. The last time it was this high, seas were 20 meters higher and camels lived in the Arctic. Coal is not poison, she told me. But too much of a good thing becomes a blanket too thick. 7. The greenhouse effect is not the villain. I used to think the greenhouse effect was bad, Lily admitted. It is not. Without it, Earth's average temperature would be minus 18 degrees Celsius, a ball of ice. Water vapor, CO, methane, and other gases let sunlight in but trap some of the heat Earth tries to send back to space. Like a coat. The problem now, she said, is we keep adding more coats in summer. That is global warming. The effect is natural. The extra is us. 8. Water vapor is the most powerful greenhouse gas. People forget water, Lily said, looking at a cloud. Water vapor causes about 50% of Earth's greenhouse effect. But we do not control it directly. Warm air holds more water. So when CO warms the planet a little, the air holds more vapor, and that traps more heat. Scientists call this a feedback. The sky listens to itself, she whispered. One change pulls another. 9. Methane is small but mighty. If CO is a wool blanket, methane is a space blanket, Lily told me. Over 20 years, a molecule of methane traps about 80 times more heat than a molecule of CO. It comes from cows burping, rice fields, landfills, and leaks in gas pipes. It lives in the air for only about 12 years, while CO lasts centuries. That means if we cut methane now, the planet feels it fast, she said. It is the quick lever we have. 10. Ice remembers everything. In Antarctica, Lily explained, scientists drill ice cores 2 miles deep. The ice is layered like tree rings. Each layer traps bubbles of ancient air. We can read CO from 800,000 years ago. The pattern is clear. Ice ages and warm periods match CO going down and up. But now the line goes straight up, faster than any time in that record. Ice does not lie, Lily said. It is Earth's memory. 11. The ocean drinks our pollution. The ocean has absorbed about 30% of the CO we have released, Lily said, drawing a wave in her notebook. It also swallowed 90% of the extra heat. Without the ocean, the air would be 36 degrees Celsius hotter already. But when CO dissolves in seawater, it makes carbonic acid. The ocean is now 30% more acidic than in 1800. Shells of oysters, clams, and tiny pteropods get thin. The ocean is saving us, she said, and it is hurting for it. 12. Albedo is Earth's mirror. White things reflect sunlight. Dark things absorb it, Lily explained. Scientists call this albedo. Ice has high albedo. It reflects 80 to 90% of sunlight. Open ocean reflects only 6%. As ice melts, dark water opens up. It absorbs more heat, which melts more ice. Another feedback. The Arctic is warming nearly 4 times faster than the rest of the planet. The mirror, she said, is turning into a sponge. 13. Weather is not climate, but they are siblings. My uncle says, it snowed today, so much for global warming, Lily laughed. I tell him weather is your mood today. Climate is your personality over decades. One cold day does not disprove warming, just like one happy day does not cure depression. Climate is the average of weather over 30 years or more. And that average, she added, is moving up. 14. The jet stream is getting drunk. High above us, Lily described, a river of wind called the jet stream circles the North Pole. It moves storms. Because the Arctic is warming fast, the temperature difference between north and south is smaller. A smaller difference means a weaker, wavier jet stream. It gets stuck. That gives us heat domes, endless rain, or polar vortex freezes. The sky steering wheel, she said, is loose. 15. Trees talk to the sky. A big oak can drink 400 liters of water a day and release it through leaves, Lily told me, touching a tree trunk. This is transpiration. All those trees together make clouds. The Amazon rainforest makes its own rain. Cut the trees, and the rain stops. In some places, deforestation changes rainfall thousands of kilometers away. The forest and the sky are in a conversation, she said. We keep interrupting. 16. Clouds are wild cards. Low, thick clouds cool Earth, Lily explained. They act like a sunshade. High, wispy cirrus clouds warm it. They act like a blanket. As Earth warms, what clouds will do? We are not fully sure yet. Most models say clouds will trap more heat overall. Clouds are the biggest uncertainty in climate science. I like that, she smiled. It means there is still mystery. 17. The stratosphere is cooling while the ground warms. This is the fingerprint of greenhouse gases, Lily said, pointing up. When CO traps heat near the ground, less heat escapes to the upper air. So the troposphere warms and the stratosphere cools. And that is exactly what satellites measure. If the sun was causing warming, both layers would warm. The sky, she said, is telling on us. 18. One volcano cools, a billion tailpipes warm. Big volcanoes like Pinatubo in 1991 shoot sulfur into the stratosphere, Lily told me. Those particles reflect sunlight and cool Earth for a year or two. Pinatubo cooled us by 0.5 degrees Celsius. But humans now put out 100 times more CO each year than all volcanoes combined. Nature has big moments, she said. We are the constant press. 19. The Keeling curve is a planet's breathing chart. Since 1958, a scientist named Charles Keeling measured CO on a volcano in Hawaii. Lily drew the graph for me. It goes up every year. But it also wiggles. Each year it drops in northern summer when plants grow and inhale CO, then rises in winter when leaves fall and rot. The Earth breathes, she said. But every year, the breath starts higher than the last. We are holding our breath. 20. Permafrost is a freezer full of trouble. In the Arctic, Lily explained, ground stays frozen for 2 years or more. That is permafrost. It holds dead plants from thousands of years ago, frozen before they could rot. It also holds twice as much carbon as the air does now. As it thaws, microbes wake up and eat, releasing CO and methane. Thaw is already starting. The freezer door, she said, is opening. 21. The ocean has conveyor belts. There is a huge current called the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, Lily sketched. Warm water flows north, cools, sinks near Greenland, and returns south deep down. It moves heat around the planet. It keeps Europe warmer than it should be. Fresh water from melting ice can slow it. If it shuts down, weather patterns change fast. The ocean is an engine, she said. We are pouring ice water on it. 22. Coral reefs are thermometers that die. Corals are animals that build homes with algae inside them, Lily said. The algae feed them and give them color. When water gets too hot, corals bleach, meaning they spit out the algae and turn white. If it stays hot, they starve. We have lost 14% of the world's corals since 2009. At 2 degrees Celsius of warming, we lose 99%. Reefs are not just pretty, she added. 1 billion people depend on them for food and protection from waves. 23. Air has a memory of fires. Wildfires release carbon that trees stored for decades, Lily told me. In 2023, Canada's fires released more CO than all of its cars and factories combined. Smoke circled the globe. She saw orange skies from fires she will never see. The atmosphere connects us, she said. Your fire becomes my sunset. 24. The sixth mass extinction is happening in the air too. Insects pollinate 75% of our crops, Lily explained. Bird migrations time themselves to insect hatches. But spring now comes earlier. Some birds arrive to find the insects already gone. It is called phenological mismatch. The calendar of nature is slipping. The air is not just warmer, she said. It is out of tune. 25. Cities make their own weather. Concrete and asphalt soak up heat all day and release it at night, Lily said, standing on hot pavement. Cities can be 7 degrees Celsius hotter than nearby countryside. This is the urban heat island. Cities also make rain. Pollution particles give water something to cling to, so thunderstorms form downwind of big cities. We build, she said, and the sky answers. 26. The atmosphere has a weight limit for rain. Warm air holds more moisture, Lily told me. For every 1 degree Celsius of warming, air can hold 7% more water. That means when it rains, it pours. We see it now. Droughts get longer, but storms dump more water at once. Floods and droughts are two sides of the same coin. The sky is not broken, she said. It is following physics. 27. Geoengineering is a word for planetary surgery. Some people want to spray reflective particles in the stratosphere to cool Earth, like a volcano, Lily explained. Others want to seed the ocean to grow plankton that eat CO. These ideas might help, but they have side effects. Who controls the thermostat? What if it changes rain in India? She wrote in her notebook, just because we can, does not mean we should, unless we have no choice. 28. The solution is not one thing. There is no single invention that fixes this, Lily said firmly. It is a million small choices. Renewable energy like wind and solar now cost less than coal in most places. We know how to insulate houses, eat less beef, waste less food, plant trees, protect mangroves, and build trains. We have the tools. We need the will. The atmosphere does not care about politics, she added. It only cares about physics. 29. The air carries stories. My grandmother told me she used to see the Milky Way from her roof, Lily said. Now the city lights wash it out. Light pollution, air pollution, noise. But during lockdowns, the Himalayas were visible from Punjab for the first time in 30 years. The air cleared. People cried. The atmosphere can heal fast when we let it, she said. It is not hope. It is data. 30. You are made of sky. Lily closed her notebook and looked at me. Every breath you take is 21% oxygen made by plants, 78% nitrogen that cycles through soil and lightning, 0.04% CO that you just added to. The iron in your blood was forged in a star. The water in your cells was once in a comet, a river, a dinosaur. You are not in the environment. You are the environment, walking around. When we talk about saving the atmosphere, we are talking about saving us. She put her notebook away. Lily knows the feeling never changes. The sky is not up there. It is in here. And it is asking us to listen.